This episode is sponsored by Keeps. Gentlemen, or ladies, I'm not going to make any assumptions here. Do you worry about your hair? Because did you know that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some kind of male pattern baldness by the time they reach 35? Fuck. Well, Keeps has got you covered. Keeps is a subscription service that helps men keep their hair. They offer clinically proven treatments to combat the symptoms of hair loss that are delivered straight to your door, typically at half the cost of pharmacy prices. And the best part is, all of this is done completely online. With Keeps, you can get quality, expert care without ever visiting a doctor or pharmacy, because they can find a routine that works for you. Whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulating hair growth, or just looking to take better care of your hair, Keeps has got you covered. Because in addition to all the treatments, Keeps has award-winning all-natural thickening shampoo and conditioner systems. So what are you waiting for? Keep your hair today. I see what they did there. To get 50% off your first order, go to keeps.com/Gigguk or click the link in the description. That's KEEPS.com/Gigguk. Thank you to Keeps for sponsoring me today, and with that said, on with the video. It's late. Everyone you know around you is already dead asleep. You look at the clock and it's 3 AM, but your body for some reason is still nowhere near tired. The only thing keeping you company are those 2 last standing mates in your Discord voice chat you've been sat in for the last 4 hours.
Go watch Fullmetal Alchemist now!
But even you know they're gonna be packing it in soon. There's only so much fan art you can post, games you can discuss, Genshin memes you can share with each other before everyone runs dry.
네, 최근에는 이처럼 시민들에게 큰 도움을 줄 것으로 보입니다.
다음 뉴스를 전해주세요.
You know you should be going to sleep, but after feeling stupidly groggy for most of the day, your dickhead brain decides now's the perfect time to be like, "Hey yo, where's the party at? Yo, is it time to party?" So since you have nothing better to do, you decide to go out for a walk, and what greets you is emptiness. The streets are quiet, the only sounds you hear are the low hum of the wind and the odd cricket chirping. All the homes are pitch black. Office buildings light up a room full of nobody. Streetlights illuminate a path to nothingness. The roads, which are normally an area of danger in bustling traffic, is completely empty, void of any cars. You can walk in the middle of the road and no one will give a damn. Hell, you can walk, run, or cartwheel your way across for all you care. This is the only time you own this space. No one's gonna shout at you, no one's gonna judge you, no one's gonna uphold the rules. This is a time when you are free. This is the world that Call of the Night takes place in. So here's a little backstory. I picked up this manga one day because I rushed in a family mart because I needed a clear file. Yes, it was the one time in my life I had use for a clear file and I didn't have one of the fucking 100 useless ones that is sitting in my house. So I go to that section in family mart and I see a bunch of blank clear files for sale and then this set. And my first thought was, who this bitch? The smug grin, the cute little fangs, the smug grin, the absolute drip of some of these outfits, the smile that can cure depression, the smug grin. This is the kind of face I should have seen in about 100 different Discord profile pictures by now, but yet I hadn't. So I turn it over and see that it's a promotion for Yofukashi. God, I hate reading stylized fonts. Then I zoom in closer to see that it's written in a language that even my monkey brain can comprehend. Yofukashi no Uta, a manga from the same author as the Gashikashi, so I immediately picked up the manga and started reading. More of the story, sometimes I try to curate the finest of anime and manga based on deep, meaningful stories that look like they can give a bit of introspection and really impact the people reading it. And sometimes I pick up something because I see an anime girl with a shit-eating grin. Most of the time it's the latter. Koyamori has insomnia. Despite being a good kid with good grades, he's dissatisfied with the school life he lives, so one day he just up and decides, fuck it, I'ma stop going. Without any responsibilities or anything to keep him occupied during the day, he can no longer sleep, and so he decides to go on a night walk where he meets a short, sassy young girl named Nazuna who invites him to go back to sleep together. Ko, being a smart kid, immediately remembers what to say when strange girls dressed like hookers at midnight ask you to come back to their place round a dark alleyway. Yes. Nazuna, though, is actually secretly a vampire, so unfortunately for Ko, she doesn't want to suck dick, she only wants to suck blood, cheeky cunt. And after sucking Ko, he's immediately surprised that he also doesn't turn into one. After talking, Ko actually wants to become a vampire. He sees the freedom from daytime responsibilities that Nazuna has, but she reveals that he can only become a vampire if the human is actually in love with the vampire before she sucks his blood. So Ko thinks to himself, well, guess it's finally time to binge the entirety of Twilight.
I don't sleep.
So he decides to try and fall in love with her so she can turn him into a vampire. Even though by anime rules she's probably like 30 years old and Ko is 14. From the synopsis, the series seems like your typical supernatural anime romance that's pretty much a dime a dozen these days. But what really drew me in about this title was just the world of nighttime itself. You think you need to get fucking isekai to a fantasy place with big tittied elf girls fawning over your dick to go to another world? Fuck no. And you decide to walk back the exact same route, but somewhere along the way you look up and you think to yourself, where the fuck am I? Did these streets always look like this? Maybe I took a wrong turn. Was there always a McDonald's there, or am I tripping? What are these Lovecraftian nightmare creatures wandering around that smell like 10 pints of Guinness? The real draw of Call of the Night is seeing stories centered around this setting. Normally when I hear stories involving vampires, my initial reaction is always normally, I don't know what it is, I just have zero interest in the general lore of vampires unless it happens to be a 6-foot lady who can also step on me. But here, they're the perfect vehicle to tell stories about people that inhabit the world of nighttime. We see Ko meeting different people in the dead of night, we find out their stories, and eventually we meet other vampires who have their own approaches and beliefs of what they think it means to be, well, a vampire. There's just something different about seeing someone in that time of the night. You're not bound by the same social shackles you are in the daytime. Everything and everyone has a different pace to them, and this is the only manga I've seen that really conveys that same feeling of just wandering the streets in the dead of night. One of my favorite stories is when Ko bumps into an overworked, underappreciated office worker. Someone working a stressful job with an asshole boss, she finds connection with Ko over the brief respite she feels from all that during the nighttime. There's a sense of peace there that she could never find during the stressful daytime. And after walking to the convenience store one day when everyone was already dead asleep, she had a moment to herself when she realized, yeah, I belong here. That was the freedom that she yearned for in life, and the night was the only place where she could find it. It's just small stories like this that I found myself relating to. The only thing that really rubbed me the wrong way overall was the main character acting like all these societal responsibilities he had were so overbearing that he'd rather blindly become a vampire just to escape it all. Like, bitch, you're 14 years old! The biggest responsibilities you have are getting your homework in on time, trying not to pop your first boner when Hannah from Class 9 sits next to you, and coming to terms that eating boogers is no longer a socially acceptable thing to do at your age. Surprisingly though, this does get addressed as the series not only explores his character, but Nazuna's as well. As the manga progresses, we start to see what it really means to be a night walker, not a vampire per se, but a being where responsibilities mean nothing, where you never have any engagements you need to wake up for. What does that do to a person? Now I gotta be real for a second. I'd like to think that everything I talk about is a 10 out of 10 banger that I could recommend to anyone and everyone, but I mean, even I know there's only so many times I can recommend Domestic Girlfriend. Sometimes though, I just find a series that fits such a specific niche. A small niche that definitely doesn't appeal to everyone, but definitely does to me at least. Yofukashi no Uta isn't something that's going to appeal to everybody, or even most people. There's not so much anything that really grips you about this. It's got some interesting ideas about relationship, depression, eroticism, and youth, but it's fed to you in such a slow drip feed that it will definitely put a lot of people off. For me though, that slow pacing is such a big part in how this story feels. It's laid back, it's aloof, it's mellow most of the time, exactly like the setting it takes place in. Holy fuck, did I just become a slice of life fan?
Motherfucking
nighttime. Because if there's one thing this manga does beyond characters or story or romance or themes that I can't find anywhere else, it's the vibe this series emanates. And this is the niche that I'm talking about. I'm a responsible adult now who tries to have a healthy sleeping schedule, going to bed and waking up at responsible times, because if I don't, I'm just not gonna get any work done. God, it's so boring adulting. But you know what? For most of my life, I've always been a night owl. I've never had trouble staying awake, and part of the reason for this was because most of my friends were online, living in America, so my social time would generally be later than usual anyway. But also, there was just something so calming and soothing about the peacefulness of night. I found comfort knowing that most of society was asleep. There was no pressure to be active or productive because no one is. You could just walk the empty streets and immerse yourself in the quietness. You felt this like kinship to any random stranger you'd see. What's their story? Why are they out in the dead of night? What led them to this time and place that really no one, like me, should be awake? Finding comfort in the dead of night reminds me of a time when responsibilities aren't constantly crawling up at you. You're not stressing over something you have to be awake early for, you don't have any commitments you need to worry about, you can just do whatever you want and no one's going to be there to stop you. This is what I felt when I read this manga. There wasn't anything hugely gripping that kept me coming back, but it was just the comfort that only other fellow night owls out there would be able to understand. That's not to say that there isn't any plot or character development at all, but what I am trying to say is, it ain't the cheese or the tomato base of the pizza. It's just the extra little toppings you find on top. So then you may be wondering, what's the crust to this story? Fuck off. You know, the appeal is niche enough that I'm honestly a bit surprised the thing already has an anime coming out next summer. I've never seen anyone even mention this name, let alone talk about this manga, but yet the PV already has 4.1 million views, which, you know what? Just look at the thumbnail. You know exactly why this got 4.1 million views.
Girls.
Look, I'm calling it now. We're about to get a huge rush of anime profile pictures with Nazna front and center, because I swear to God, she's got the perfect face built for it. It's one of those series where I'm sure the anime can get decently popular enough with a small but dedicated fan base that I already can't wait for the cool fan art we're gonna see of her. Not to mention we're even getting an opening from Creepy Nuts, famous brother of D's Nuts. It's been a while since I've just gone out of my way to blindly give a new title a try without any recommendation, without any prior knowledge, without any preconceptions. And you know what? It was a wonderful experience. Maybe I've just found the optimal recommendation system for new anime and manga that no one has yet discovered. Oh, hey, how do you find new anime to watch? You know, I just see what's popular on Mal or something. And what do you use? Yeah, I just see what some dickhead YouTuber recommends. What do you use then? Family Mart clear files. Get on my level. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much to Alpha Sigma, Basil, Dysfunctional Degenerate, Pain Patchett, Elifal, Ivido, Jeff, Levados, Pony Stark, The Walto, and everyone else on my Patreon for helping to support me for this month and making this video possible. Alright guys, I'm just going to say it now. This is the last Gigguk video of 2021. So I know in previous years I've tried to make an end of year video come out before the new year, but I've kind of given up on that right now because that gave me an unholy amount of work to do in the holiday season, and I think I'm just kind of beyond that right now. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to be making content, because I'm going to be using this extra time to stream a bit more and also upload on my second channel. If you didn't know, I have a second channel now that I'm going to be uploading more on. So if you want to see that, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gigguk, and also my second channel, Gant. That's not a misspelling, I swear to God. You will be getting some kind of 2021 anime video, but that's going to be coming in 2022. It's probably going to be another best of 2021 anime video, since I think it's kind of impossible for me to like encompass all of anime right now because there's just so much, but you're definitely going to be getting something. So, I guess the next time I'm going to see you on this channel is in 2022. So until then, I hope you have a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. I hope you have a fantastic New Year. And until then, I've been Gigguk, and I'll see you all next time.